What's going on, guys? Seth here. Hope everybody is having a great day today. I just wanted to make a review of my Echo CS-590. Tell you some things I like about it and I don't like about it. But let me first start off with some brief history about this saw. I have owned this saw since April of 2020. I bought it brand new. I purchased it with a 24 on it originally. I have really enjoyed this saw, to be flat out honest with you. Before this, I was using mostly 50cc saws. I had a Echo 500 VL and a 450 Rancher Husqvarna. And to be honest with you, out of every saw that I've had within the past couple years, this one would be one of my all-time favorites. It has been a great saw. I have really enjoyed it. In comparison to this saw is a 59.8 cc engine. I currently have a 24-inch bar on it, and I know you see a lot of them running around with mostly 20s and 18s. This saw does really good with the 24. It pulls it real good. And another thing too, I did want to throw out there, I do see this on a lot of online forums talking about running a 590 with a 28 inch bar. I will go ahead and say this. Echo does say that the 590 can pull it with some tuning. If you do want to run a 27 or 28 inch bar on your 590, I will say this, I did try it, and I do have a 620 as well. That is obviously what I had the 27 inch bar on. I swapped it and put it on this saw. I do recommend a full skip chain with the 27 on the 590. Mine, I used it in a 28 inch piece of red oak with a full comp chain, fully sharpened and all that, and it did bog a little bit. Now, for granted, it was a little bit older wood. It was dead, so it was very tough. But I do recommend a full skip chain. Other than that, it did great. If you're cutting smaller stuff with the 27, it cuts about the same, feels like a 24. Other than that, but man, this saw rips with a 20. It's a very impressive saw. In 2020, I paid $430, and that was with getting a 24. I did put a new 24-inch bar and chain on it. I really do like this saw with the 24. I have run the 20 on it, but I like the 24 for me. I'm 6'1", y'all, and I don't like to bend over no much more than I have to be flat out honest with you. And other than that, you know, with using the 20, I mean, it's fun just watching it rip and see how it goes into the wood. But if you're really in like a tight spot and kind of hunched over all day, with me being 6'1", man, it really does actually get my lower back pretty sore. But I want to show you a side view of the 590. This is a side view of it here. I did put the captive bar nuts on it like Steel has on their chainsaws. I did add the outside spike on the clutch cover. That really does help with getting into the bigger wood if you're trying to lean over and cut with it. Big choke lever to easy pull it out if you're wearing gloves, which is great. Basic kill switch. The only thing I really mostly do not like about this saw, and a lot of other folks online don't care much for it either, is this air filter. I don't care much for it at all. You see how dirty it gets. I mean, you can see I've had this saw new that it has been used a decent bit, but it's obviously not wore out. I haven't really done anything to it other than obviously you see a couple little tweaks here and there. I put the silver felon stripe on it. I put another 590 label on it. The bar nuts I changed. And I put like the Echo recoil cover where it says Echo on it in silver. I did put that on this side. But other than that, this saw is basically bone stock. And I did add the skid plate on the bottom too. I recommend this to all you guys here that have this saw. This is a skid plate. I purchased this off eBay. I think I paid like $24 for it without shipping. But man, it really does help protect the underneath of your saw. I will say this, there is 2 styles of it if you do decide to pursue that. If you want to get this stainless steel finish one like what I have, there's one to where it's cut underneath the handle and it'll sit even on the ground. You can also get them in black and orange too for about the same price. I purchased mine off eBay. But other than that, I've really enjoyed this saw. It's been a great saw. I mean, I've had friends of mine with steels that have run it and they have really enjoyed it and was very impressed with it. And I will say this too, I did have a Husqvarna 460 Rancher for a little bit at a time, and I enjoyed this saw more than I did that 460. That 460 cut real good, but I still feel like at the end of the day that this is a better saw. But then again, I'll be flat out honest with you guys, I'm an Echo man. So I prefer, obviously, an Echo saw. Steel, their saw, kin to this, or well, relationship to it is, I would say probably the Steel 311, which the predecessor of that is the MS310. I actually did have a MS310. It honestly felt about the same as the 290. I really wasn't too impressed with it, to be flat out honest with you. But Echo has really stepped up their game the past couple years, guys. I mean, they're no joke. This saw has been out, I think, in production since 2011, 2012. You can still buy one currently now in 2023. But man, for the price that you can get this saw for, like I said, I paid $430 for this saw in 2020. And, you know, and you can run up to a 27, 28-inch bar, like I said, on it. You know, you're not going to find any other 60cc for that. And another thing, too, that I don't really feel is fair, they classify this saw in the same class as they do the Husqvarna 55 and the MS271, which is technically really considered this is a real farm and ranch saw at the end of the day. But I just feel like classification isn't really fair because this is a 60cc, the 455 is a 54, and then the 271 is a 50cc, so you're kind of a little out of classifications. It just doesn't seem fair to me for the most part. But I mean, other than that, guys, I mean, I really recommend this saw to some of you guys that have looked into this and have thought about buying one. I say go for it. For the occasional use and all, or if you're wanting just to upgrade to a saw, or you know, you're kind of on the fence about this and between it and a 50cc, I would say step up and go with this saw. And I know I'm just doing a first overlook at the moment, and I do plan on making a test cut video with the 590 to show you guys how it performs with the 24. But man, there's a ton of these saws out online. Even if you don't want to buy one new, you can buy one used. I mean, you can get a used one for anywhere between $250 and $300 if you're wanting to go used. So, but other than that, guys, I really recommend it. I hope this video helps you guys. I've had this saw for a long time, and like I said, I have run and had a 460. And I have run a 455, and this saw, it blows them two out of the water. I have run a MS-290. I know I see guys out on YouTube making comparisons over the 590 and the 290. I will say this, that 290 just doesn't have the low-end torque like this saw does. It's got more of the high output torque. And another thing too is, you know, that's going to make that saw cut different than this one. This saw has a 3/8 pitch chain, where the 290 comes with a 325. Now you can swap it over to a 3/8 chain, and it does do better with the 3/8, my opinion. I mean, obviously it's just personal preference and usage and all, but you can get a 3/8 sprocket for it and swap it over. But other than that, guys, I hope this video helps some of you guys out. And, you know, like I said, mine pulls it very well with the 24. I know a lot of people are kind of unsure about getting it with the 24. And like I said, I mostly see them with 20s. But, man, I recommend it to anybody if you're going to cut a big tree every once in a while. I mean, I recommend the 24 just because, you know, I'm 6'1", and that bending over really hurts my lower back, to me. So, I hope this video helps y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.